Hey, welcome to Outsmart Your Guitar. Glad you could join us. Today is part 9 in beginning guitar. We're actually in part 2 on learning bar chords, how to play them well, using a methodical step-by-step and deliberate process to help you get better at this very important technique. All right, so let's just get to it. And while you're here, make sure you like and subscribe to Outsmart Your Guitar. All right, we're just adding one more finger here. So you had the first and the third fingers, right? I'm at the 5th fret. Now, just bring your 4th finger in, and again, you want to have that nice gentle arch. Now, the other thing I want you to think about is see how I've got them kind of joined together at the hip? That's a nice thing. So this 3rd finger is kind of overlapping the 4th finger, like that, right? Your thumb is still right where it belongs, right behind the fret or the dot, somewhere in that neighborhood, right? And there you go. So just play that a little bit. Now, move all 3 fingers over one string, but your 1st finger into the 6th string. You want to kill that, right? Again, gentle arc, and 1st finger's laying down a little bit with a little bit of an arc. You're muting those top strings, and release, and it's how you mute. So, pause the video and take a moment to get comfortable with what I'm calling Form 3 and Form 4. All right? Then, when you're ready to continue, press play. All right. As you can see, we're using the progressions from the previous lesson for consistency. You know where all the chords sit. Now, we're going to be up in the 7th fret to play B. Make sure all 3 strings are ringing, and then the top 3 strings are dead. Right? So play 4 beats. Remember, relax and slide down and press. Relax, slide, press. Relax, slide, press. Relax, slide, press. Okay, so that's the exercise. Pause the video, practice this. Don't have to play it as fast as I did. Get it at a tempo where you can play it smooth and flowing, the best of your ability. Then bring in the metronome at that tempo and finish getting it solidified. All right? Then, when you're ready to continue, press play. Okay, let's do a little variation on not the progression, but how we play the progression. We're going to use Form 4 for the B. Now, since that's rooted in the 5th string, here's your B on the 5th string. So, make sure you're butting into the 6th string, and those top 2 strings are dead. You want those 3 to ring, right? So, 4 beats here. Now, what you do is, as you're moving up to the A, you want to slide, but then also shift over to the 6th string. Now you do the exact thing in reverse, same thing in reverse. Coming down here, you slide and shift over, and boom, retaining the shape. Okay, now, why do we not go here since this is a short distance and this is a pretty long distance? Well, one of the reasons could be that instead of going B, A, G, we might go B to G. And look at that. That distance is nothing versus that. Now, occasionally you may want that versus, but that would be a tonal thing. Here, that's a little thinner than that. And that may be part of the reason. But again, it's nice to have options, right? So pause the video, practice this variation. It's shown right there on the screen. And then put it to a metronome, get comfortable with it. And when you're ready to move forward, press play. Okay, let's look at form 4 and play exclusively using that form. You know E, D, and C already, so we're just adding the fourth finger and muting the low E in the process, right? So 4 beats on everything. Down and up, practice it, smooth it out, put it to a metronome at a tempo where you actually can play it smooth and flowing, and then after a couple of minutes, go ahead and restart the video. All right, let's look at a slight variation here. We're going to play E on form 4 and D in form 4. Then we're going to jump to C in form 3 and D in form 3 at the 8th and 10th frets respectively. And then back to E on form 4. So that you're making these leaps from here to here, right? And from here to here to give you more practice retaining a shape and moving it between strings and therefore different roots. All right? So, 4 beats. Now you could just as easily go up to this E. It's a little tight, but you could do it. So pause, practice this, smooth it out, bring in the metronome at that tempo where it's smooth and flowing. Don't worry about how fast it is. That's not important. Smooth and flowing is more important. Quality of execution, remember? All right. Then when you've done this for a few minutes, go ahead and restart the video. Just want to inject here for a second. Down in the description, you'll see a link to patreon.com/outsmart your guitar. Go on over there, subscribe, and become a patron. In doing so, you'll unlock a lot of material that's not featured here, expanded versions of material that is featured here, and access to all the written material. Sound good? All right, let's get back to the lesson. All right, let's look at a little different progression than you've done previously, but you know where all the chords are. E, form 4, D, form 4, A, form 3, B, form 3. Round and round, right? 3, 4. That's how it's done. So, you know the drill. Pause the video, practice this, smooth it out, bring in the metronome to help you further smooth it out, and work on your timekeeping skills, because good timekeeping skills are always important. And where you can, integrate them into your normal practice routine. Then, when you've got this for a couple minutes happening, go ahead and restart the video and we'll keep going. All right, let's do the same kind of thing here with A, C, D, and G. You know where all these chords are. A, C, D, and G. The A and G being form 3, the C and D being form 4. 3, 4. There you go. Pause the video. Practice. Smooth it out. Bring in the metronome. Play for a couple minutes. Get really comfortable with this stuff. Should be getting better by now, right? If you're still struggling a little bit, that's perfectly normal. So don't sweat it. Just keep doing these exercises and you'll get it. All right? Then press play when you're ready to continue. All right, there you have it. Some variations, and you've added your fourth finger. Now you've got 3 strings active in your bar chord pursuit. You know G, A, B, C, D, and E. Now, if you take that E rooted on the 5th string and move up 1 fret to the 8th fret, that's an F. You can add that chord in now. And the reason I bring this up is because I want you to now create your own progressions using these chord shapes and really have fun mixing it up. See if you can kind of emulate songs that you know and you think you can remember what they sound like, right? And see what you come up with. It's a lot of fun, and I'm sure you'll spend a good amount of time playing with that, because in doing so, you actually further reinforce your ability to play these better and move between the 6th and the 5th string roots more easily, almost more naturally. And that's the idea, right? Okay, that'll do for this lesson. Thank you again for letting me share this time with you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.